This is Darren Isaac with Townsites.org. I'm super excited today to bring you a special guest,
Aw,
Shelly O'Neill. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Now
I'm doing good.
you're down
Good
in
to see you.
sunny California in San Diego, right?
I am. Yep. I'm in North County, San Diego. I'm actually my office and my home is in Solana Beach. So I'm
Solana
right.
Beach.
I see the ocean right out my window. So
I
I'm
did not
I'm
know
very
that you were
lucky.
from Solana Beach. My cousins, when I grew up, lived in Solana Beach,
Oh,
in condos right there on the cliff.
yep.
I grew up going down there on that beach, playing and swimming and all that stuff. I know the area very well.
Yep. I know those condos. That's on Sierra Avenue. Yeah.
Very
Those
cool. In
are
fact,
great. It's
it
wonderful.
used to be across the street. There were train tracks, and we would go
Hmm.
down and ride our motorcycles on down in there when there
Yeah.
were trains. It was super
Train
fun.
track car.
Anyway,
Yeah.
small world, right? And
Very. Yes.
so anyway, I just wanted to just kind of introduce you a little bit. You're a realtor in San Diego. A successful one, I should add. And I can tell you it's a pleasure having you on today. And I just wanted to kind of pick your brain a little bit about, a couple of the programs that we're working on together. But before we kind of do that, give me a little bit background, your bio, a little bit, kind of, where you came from, how long you've been in real estate, and then kind of how we kind of met, that kind of thing. So take it away.
Yeah. How you changed my life, Darren?
Well,
That's what you
I don't know about that, but hey, I'll take it.
talked about. So I became licensed in 2006. So right before we had the crash. So it actually was a good thing. 2007 and 8, I sold bank-owned REOs for those years and was super busy. So that happened. I got my broker's license in 2015 and kind of just had been doing real estate based on my SOI. I was a single mom, raised my girls in North County, San Diego, here in Rancho Bernardo, and we were in lacrosse, and I was the team mom, and I was trying to do everything I could do to just really get a big SOI going, and I did. So that was always where most of my business came from
Yeah.
was the SOI until I was lucky enough to talk to another agent friend of mine, Ed Lane, up in Washington, who told me about Townsites, and I was super interested. And once I learned about everything that Townsites did, I was hook, line, and sinker.
So let me ask
So
you, so you heard about town sites. Why did you take a look at town sites? I mean, you're down in San Diego. I mean, properties down there. Probably what's your average median price for a home down there?
well, it depends. Average in the whole county of San Diego is just over 1 million right now. But I mean, as you know, you're familiar with it down here. So we have a lot of different pockets. Where I am in Solana Beach, our average price is about 3.2.
Yeah.
Del Mar is right next door. Their average is about 4.5. So, we're kind of all over the place.
Right. So a lot of people, and the only reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people sitting around the country in other areas might think, "Oh my gosh, she's a luxury agent. She just does
Yeah.
luxury real estate, right?" But
No.
that's the normal for that
Mhm.
market, right? And so it'd be
Yeah.
like, well, if you could sell just one property for $3 million, why do you need leads? Why do you need to have extra stuff? So kind of tell us, what was it that incentivized you to take a look first at town sites, and then we'll talk about the other programs that we're going to talk about. But why did you take a look at it, and how long have you been with that program?
So initially, we moved over here to the coast last year, so May of 24. And I had been inland, so Rancho Bernardo is a little bit inland. And once we moved over here, I really wanted to immerse myself in the market here. And I loved that Town Sites is a specific to one agent per zip code. So I loved that exclusivity. And I really wanted to grab them up, before all the other agents discovered how great Townsites was. So I have Del Mar and Encinitas right now. Those are my two sites. I'm gonna get Solana Beach here pretty soon, but that was
Nice.
my main reason
Yeah.
for
And how
all.
long have you been with town sites?
Um, about 9 months or so,
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
more than that. It might be more. I really don't know. I'm sorry, I should have looked that up, but yeah, it might be longer than that.
And I think, if that's the case, you're probably one of the early adopters into their program, correct?
I think I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
they've
think
been
I
going
came
through,
in right after Ed.
yeah, so they've been going through some really exponential growth there as well, and you've had an opportunity to kind of go through that journey with them. How's that journey been, and, you know, looking back, going, oh my gosh, I'm so glad, or, tell us what you think. What's your take on all of that?
Well, I will say the one thing I really love about Townsites is the fact that they do a weekly mastermind. So every Wednesday, there's a mastermind or office hours. So it's kind of switched off. So if I have specific questions and I know it's going to be in office hours or even a mastermind, I will still write my questions down and then attend those. And they're super informative and really helpful to me, talking about what's working right now in the market, what Townsites is doing, how they're generating all of the specific articles for my local communities. So that's really what got me, hooked to do it. And then to see all that they're doing now with AI, everything that you're doing and helping with Google LSA, that has just been a game changer for my business.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the partnering with Townsites was the best move I think I've ever made because of
So,
all the exponential ancillary things that have come along with it.
so you had done before you did town sites and got involved, had you tried other marketing platforms, different things like that?
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time, so I've done all kinds of stuff. And I did have a Google local service ad before I came to Townsites.
Yeah.
So, and that was, I think I started it in 2023. I don't have the stats for that, but in 2024, I'd spent $4,000 on my local service ad, and I had $41,000 in GCI.
Just this last year.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
So
And
before,
most of that is from like the last 9 months when I was with Townsites and when I was with you.
so when you started with local service ads, were you doing it on your own, or did you have a
Yeah,
management company manage it for you?
no, I was doing it on my own. I had no idea what I was doing. Someone had mentioned that they were using a local service ad, and I was like, well, hell, that sounds like a good deal. So I signed up, and then I had no idea what I was doing. I think I told you that I had my budget set at the top. So it was like at $35,000 a week. And I think you and I, when we initially talked it through, you were saying that's probably one of the problems is that I just had it too high. So I wasn't getting any leads
So
until we
that so
started
you
doing the things.
so would you say then when you first got into the LSA program, which we term as local service ads through Google, from the time that you initially started that till the time that we met, how would you say that program was going for you?
I would say it wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. Why do you
Yeah.
think? Why do you think?
I because I didn't know how to optimize it,
Okay.
because I didn't know how to really do like what you say with the trifecta. I didn't have that knowledge of how to go in there and really, get my ranking up and do all the things that have led to now this growth.
So let's fast forward a little bit then. So we met approximately when I can't even remember now. It's been
I can't,
3 or 4 months, I think, right?
yeah, at least.
Probably
Yes.
October, maybe
Yeah.
September,
Yeah,
October.
maybe September, October.
So from that point till now, how's your experience been, not just with town sites, but let's talk about the LSA program specifically
Mhm.
and how that has changed your life, your real estate career, your mindset, give us a little bit of insight on that.
Yeah, well, it's been like 180-degree difference. I still call expireds. I still do that. I'm still prospecting every day, but to get the local service ads, and for people who don't understand that, these are people, these are warm leads coming to you. You're not reaching out to these people. You're not getting Zillow leads and calling them and hoping you can make a connection. These are people who have gone onto Google, Googled agents in San Diego, found me, saw my reviews, looked at my website, looked at all the Townsites articles that have been posted. These people already pretty much know me before they call me. I just had a call today, and I will tell you this story. This woman had listed with a friend of hers who just wasn't doing anything. And I looked at the photos, they were with an iPhone. But she said, I'm just going to get her to release me out of the contract, and then I'd like you to list it. So, I mean, she didn't even, we didn't even have a listing appointment. She just, based on what she had seen on Google about me,
And she reached out to you, right?
she reached out to me.
And
Yeah,
your
everyone is
phone
reaching out to me.
rang. You never made a contact, or your phone rang. You picked it up, answered the phone, right?
That's right. That's all
Now,
I did.
how much of a game changer is that when, instead of chasing leads all the time, calling expireds and FISBOs and door knocking and social media posts, to actually have your phone ring with somebody saying, I want somebody to list my house, or I'm looking to buy a property.
Yeah, it's
How
amazing.
how empowering is that? Is that
It's a total mindset shift. And in my almost 20 years of doing this career, I have never had that before. I've never had any lead source like that,
yeah,
where people are just coming to me. And of course, it's just like any lead. You have to be able to convert these people. However, you do also get calls like that one I had today.
yeah,
And again, and going back to to the high price point that we have here, we also have homes that are, 500,000 and 700,000 and small condos sometimes that are under five. So that's what this was. So it's not always going to be, $1 million call that you're getting, but I get those too.
yeah.
So
So
it
go,
runs
go
the whole gamut.
go back till like when we met, and kind of tell a little bit about, okay, so what changed to create this momentum, right? And then give us a clue as to give us an idea. You don't have to be specific, but give us an idea of your production that's increased, GCI amount of, kind of give us a snapshot of
Mhm.
before and after, would you?
Yeah. So I'm actually doing a class on this. So if any of your listeners would be interested, I'll drop the information down there. So we won't go into specifics about everything I'm doing, but it's all of the optimizing on my Google business page that then feeds along with everything Townsites is doing into the LSA and makes me rank higher. So people are seeing me and they're calling me. Um, Before, I mean, I was, of course, reaching out to my database and keeping in touch with everyone and doing all of those things. And I have a farm and I'm sending postcards and I'm doing all of those same things. But year to date, because of LSA, I only pulled my LSA numbers. So we're only in the end of March. I've had almost $30,000 in GCI just from the LSA so far this year. And I plan to have a very busy year.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And that's all from doing these things. And it's fun and it's easy. So that's the
How
key.
much ad spend did you have to put into the LSA? Do you just a ballpark?
Yeah, a little over 4,000 so far.
Okay. And so 30,000 GCI, what's that? I don't have my calculator in front of me. What's the ROI on that? Did you have that?
No, I don't, but pretty darn good, Darren. I don't have the number. I don't have
Well,
my
at
calculator either.
4,000, it's not quite 10. It's like, if we do, you said 30,000 in GCI
Yep,
divided by
just
4,000,
under.
about 7.5, it's almost eight times
Yeah.
ROI on your ROI. That's pretty darn good, right?
That's really good. And especially because there are people that are calling me. I'm
Yeah.
not chasing, leads and dead leads and leads that, 150 other agents in my market are getting. These
Well,
these
not
are
only
people who
that,
contract.
Well, you probably have people that still haven't closed yet. You've still got other referrals and leads
Yeah.
and
Oh,
things that
yeah,
still, generate some GCI there. This is just stuff that
definitely.
closed in the last what,
Yeah,
4 months?
exactly. These are things that have closed. I have four listings right now. I have listing agreements signed, so I have four that are coming on, all from LSA. And I have a buyer who I showed property to last weekend who called me from that. So, and
And the one
now all
and
of
the
a
call
sudden,
today, right?
yeah, and the call today. That's right. So that's another one. She's in Palm Desert, which is a little further away, but I have a team, so I have an agent out there who can handle it. So
Right.
that's the great thing about EXP is we're so lucky. We have agents across the world. So if I ever get a call for an area that I don't service, I'm just able to refer those people out.
So tell me a
So
little bit about that. So it's not just your local area, you also do
no.
referral business?
Yes, and that is also based on something I learned from you, where I used to just have, this is probably another reason why I wasn't getting any calls before I met you. Because I was just, around my little San Diego County. And now I have expanded that. I'm up in Orange County, I'm in Palm Springs, I'm in a lot of different areas. I'm up in Riverside. So when I get calls, and I do often, for those people, I have agents through our EXP referral network that I just, can call and send those people to. And then those are nice little referral checks I get. I haven't even added those up yet.
Well, I
So
think it's
that's
important
something
to let
else.
people know too that this is not an EXP
Oh,
platform.
no, no.
We just happen to be with that platform, but this is a broker agnostic system, right? Townsites and the LSA,
Yep.
and you can construct it and do kind of whatever however you want to do it. I know that, some people, when I tell them about the LSA platform and we start talking about budgets, how nervous were you when you were like when you first had somebody tell you, oh, you got to have a $35,000 budget per week, and how does that work for you? I mean, kind of what your budget is and actually what you wind up paying and why it's different than from say like a pay-per-click type advertising campaign or even Facebook, and what the conversion rate is.
Yeah, well, I can't really speak on Facebook. I haven't really done any Facebook campaigns. And in terms of the pay-per-click, I don't really know how that works differently than that. I mean, I know the LSA is a pay per lead, so I'm only paying when they actually become a lead, when they call me and I've talked to them and they are going to be a lead, which we can talk about the AI too, the AI voice thing that we have through Townsites now, which is helping. But it was scary to me to think, oh my God, I'm gonna have to pay $35,000 a week to have this, which of course, I couldn't afford that. That's not in the budget. But it ends up it changes. So every month it's different.
Yeah.
Some weeks it'll be $300, you know, $200. I don't have it set very high right now.
Mhm.
Um, but I can always change that. That's the thing. As the GCI increases, then I'm increasing my budget. So that's
Right.
the nice thing about it is that you can always go in there and play with that and you can play with your areas and there's so much you can do in there.
Well, and I think it's important to kind of let people know too that the budget, this is a pay per lead program. It's not a pay per click. So you don't have any charges unless you get a lead.
Mhm.
And with that lead comes in, if you're in your area, if it's a 1 to 2 to $3 million property, you're talking, 15 to $30,000 potential GCI off of just one lead. I mean, that's a substantial. um,
Huge.
yeah, that's pretty cool, and that's what and we're finding this across the board from agents all over that once they start initiating doing their Google business profile, getting the SEO optimized system together with the LSA and the town sites all working together synergistically.
Mhm.
Um, people, and it's all over the country. It's not just here. It's local in East Coast, West Coast, Central, And what's cool is that a lot of these technologies and systems are going to at some point be able to be incorporated internationally as well. So that's
Oh,
kind of cool.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. It's really a game changer for any agents. And I will always say to people too, it's not about the leads. The leads are great, but you have to be able to convert those leads into real deals. But the fact that with LSA, these are people who have actually found you online in the multitude of other agents out there, they've chosen to call you. I mean, just that alone is a huge leg up when you're going on an appointment. Even if there are, even if you are up against a couple of other agents, they've already looked through your reviews and they've already chosen to talk to you. You're not
Did you
just
have to
cold
create,
calling them.
did you have to create an ad?
No.
No, right? So basically you sign up for the program, Google creates the ad, and
Yeah.
then how do these people get a hold of you when they call? How does that system work?
Well, now through Townsites, I have an AI assistant. So they call the number, it routes to my phone. So if I'm able to answer it, I can get the call first, which is preferable. I mean, I feel, people right now, until they get really used to the AI, they want to talk to a real person. But I've had people talk to the AI assistant, and she gets the numbers, and if I'm not available, I'll call them back, but she routes them right to me if I am available. She, like she's a person.
Right?
You
See, I know. Well, my AI is called Rebecca, so I feel it. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. So that's
it's
super
very
cool.
cool.
And it's
And
an
all the AI stuff that Townsites is doing, I mean, it's like you said, it's the trifecta.
yeah.
That's working.
Well, and you look at the way that they're doing it is it's super efficient, and the reality is that everything's moving towards AI and cloud based in every facet of real estate, and you either have to get on board with that technology or you will get left behind from the agents that are
Mhm.
getting on that technology.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Very
More
cool.
for us, more
All
for
right.
those of us that are innovating.
Right. Well, cool. All right. Well, that's all. I just wanted to talk to you about that. I want to thank you for coming on. Any last words you can say to anybody? You want to plug your little training thing? Tell us where we can find that.
Yeah, I do have a training coming up. So if anybody wants to attend that, we'll be talking a little bit about what I'm doing to optimize this. And it's in 2 weeks. So you can find me anywhere on social, on Google, message me and let me know that you're interested. I have a YouTube video. That's what the main video is on YouTube. So people can go there and find me and sign up and we'll do a little class.
So
Well,
if
thanks again.
anybody, so if any other realtors are hesitant about getting started with this, what would you say to them?
I would say don't wait because you need to get in there. Pretty soon everyone is going to be doing this. Like you said, the people who aren't afraid of it and the people who want to go to the next level and with the technology that's out there now, I mean, there's a lot of competition already out there. So, this gives you a leg up. At least you're already there.